Hey everybody, it's Flatbread Friday, and in my freezer for a long time now I've had this big bag of frozen meatballs, so I was trying to decide what kind of a pizza I wanted to do, and I also had one more sheet of that crescent roll dough in my refrigerator. So today we're going to make a deep dish. Oh, and I had some Romano and some ricotta cheeses from Misfits Market, and we're going to use that as well, and we are going to make a meatball and ricotta deep dish pizza. And hope it comes out good. Hope you like it. Let's go. I'm thinking when you make a deep dish pizza at home, it's best to do it in a springform pan, but I don't have one of those. So what I do have is this 9-inch baking pan. It's a cake pan that I have, I've lined it with parchment and pushed in the edges, and we're gonna press our dough into this and see if we can make it fit. I've sprayed my hands with a little non-stick cooking spray, so when I'm pressing, they won't stick to the dough. And we're gonna go all across the bottom and up the sides, stretching out that paper to fit into the pan. Okay, our dough is all pressed in. That's gonna make a nice deep dish pizza, but we got a lot of stuff to put in there. So the first thing we're going to do, take a container of, this is whole milk ricotta cheese. We're gonna season it up with some salt and pepper, some oregano, and my herbs have now become victims to our first frost, so we're using dried. But that's okay, because that's why I put it in the ricotta instead of on the pizza. So, and that was basil that just went in there. So now we're going to stir this up. The first thing that's going to go into our crust is a layer of mozzarella. This is shredded mozzarella. I bought the part skim, but it doesn't really make any difference. So that's going in there first. And I took our meatballs and I cut them in half so we can lay them down flat all the way around. Next thing that's going on is a little bit of sauce. The next thing we're going to do is dot on some of our herb. And that's going to melt when it bakes, so we can spread it out a little bit. And next, a layer of finely shredded Romano, or you can use Parmesan. It's going to give it some cheesy deliciousness. Okay, so far we have a layer of mozzarella, a layer of meatballs, a layer of sauce, a layer of ricotta, and a layer of Parmesan. And we're going to go again. On goes some more meatballs. Press those in. Make sure this guy is nice and flat. And now another layer of sauce. Spread that all around. Followed by another layer of mozzarella and another light sprinkle of our Romano just to give it a nice crust. This is our assembled meatball and ricotta deep dish pizza, and we're going to put it in the oven. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees, and it's going in for, it's probably going to take about a half hour, and I'm going to put it on the bottom rack of the oven so the bottom cooks, you know, all the way through. And we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Oh, and by the way, the purpose of this parchment is to use it as a lifter when the pizza comes out, so we can put it on a cutting board and cut it. Our meatball and ricotta deep dish pizza is out of the oven. The edges are browned, so it's done all the way through. We're gonna let this guy rest for a few minutes because it's a very deep dish pizza, and we're probably gonna have to eat it with a knife and fork. So let's let her rest for a few minutes, and then we'll take her out and cut her up and eat her. It. Okay, I was right. That parchment really helped lift this thing out of the pan, and then I slid it onto a cutting board. And let's take a little trip around the edge, just show you that it's done. And now we're going to slice it and have a piece. I've cut a piece out, and here's what we look like on the inside. See those meatballs and all that cheese, and this is a good shot of ricotta over here. And here's what it looks like on my fancy little hand-painted plate. These are my favorite plates, and again, a view from the side. Looks like it's definitely going to be a knife and fork pizza. Creamy. It's more like a pie than a pizza, but it's going to be delicious, and we're going to eat it up. Thank you for joining me on our first edition of Flatbread Friday in December. Here's what we look like on a fork, and I can't wait. You should smell this thing. I can't wait to take a bite. So let's go. Delicious. I think I might change its name from deep dish pizza to meatball pie, because that's what it's more like. And go ahead and make it if you want. Don't if you don't want. But if you do, I hope you like it, and happy Flatbread Friday. See you soon.